Welcome to Rome. This is The Bittersweet Life with Katie Sewell and Tiffany Parks. Hello, this is The Bittersweet Life. I'm Katie Sewell.
I'm Tiffany Parks.
Tiffany in Rome, Katie in Seattle. And today, even though we're not quite up to the week of Christmas yet, we're going to talk a little bit about the holidays. I want to introduce it this way, Tiffany, I guess, is that I was just listening to a podcast that's called No Skip Christmas. It is a limited series for Christmas time, and it's essentially just talking about Christmas music and what makes a good Christmas song. What makes a good Christmas song that you're not going to skip if it's on a playlist?
I get it.
No
Okay.
Skip Christmas, yeah. Because some songs that you love for Christmas, if they're on a playlist and they keep coming up, then you're going to skip them because you're like, well, I liked this song the first time. I feel very strongly about Partridge in a Pear Tree in this way. Like, I can hear it once, but if it's in the dead center of the Christmas record I'm listening to, I get really tired of it. You know, eventually you have to skip over that. It's just too repetitive, you know?
Okay, fair.
Anyway, so that's the premise of it. But the host had on a guest that was from England. The host is from the US, the guest was from England, and they were talking about the differences between Christmas songs in England versus the United States. And one of the things that I thought was a great observation that the woman from England pointed out, and she found this totally baffling, by the way, that so much of the American Christmas song comes from the 40s and the 50s. Think of like Bing Crosby and all the stuff that we
Silent
sent.
Night.
No,
Not Silent Night.
Not Silent. White Christmas.
White Christmas.
And all the things we sent overseas to the troops during World War II. And for her, she said that their main kind of Christmas stable comes from the 70s, which is a totally different concept. I had never even contemplated to this point, which is kind of dumb maybe, how different Christmas music might be from one country to another. That even the eras could be different. And it is kind of strange in this very modern time that so much of our Christmas music is from the 1940s. And that is just what we consider Christmas music to be. Now, that's not to say that we don't have Mariah Carey and all these other people.
I was just going to say, Wham.
Wham. I guess that's 80s, right? Throwing
It's the 80s.
new things into the mix. Ariana Grande, I believe, has a hit song or something. That's a Christmas song. But still, I just thought it was a kind of an interesting observation. And from all of my time living in Rome, including like being there for actual Christmas, the only Christmas music I can remember hearing is in churches, which is pretty standard. The hymnal it varies from religion to religion, but it's not like wildly new songs are coming out of the Christian hymnal, you know? So I don't know. What is the state of Italian Christmas music? Because I don't think I ever encountered it while I was there.
Well, it's funny that you should ask that right now, because at this very moment, Aurelio was in the other room playing a very, very typical Italian Christmas song. That is probably for them just as ubiquitous as Silent Night. It is a song that is played in church, but yeah, it's not something you're going to hear on the radio. You're going to hear it in church, and you might sing it like at a night of caroling. And it's called Tu scendi dalle stelle, which means you descend from the stars.
Wow.
You come down from the stars. And Aurelio has been assigned this song at the school Christmas pageant. So he's in the other room having his lesson, and he's playing it. I can hear him playing it right now, even though I've got headphones in. I'll send you a tape of it so you can put it in.
So he is playing this during the school Christmas pageant on the piano?
Yes, only the school does not have a piano, sadly. So one of the kids is going to bring their keyboard. It's going to be great.
Okay. And when we're talking a Christmas pageant, we're talking like the full Mary and Joseph, the angels, every kid has a role.
Yes, but it's more than that. So it's kind of from what I understand, and it's a surprise, so I don't really know that much, but it seems as though they're doing a whole bunch of songs at the beginning. So in the classic, what every parent knows and dreads, the parents' group chat, which is just the moms, really. They're telling us all the kids need to have black pants and a black turtleneck. And I'm like, what? And a white scarf? I'm like, what is this costume? I said, how about we have the kids all in like Christmas sweaters? Like every kid has a Christmas sweater. Everybody can pull that up. Now I'm going to have to go out and buy a pair of black pants and a black turtleneck. apparently they need to look, they're supposed to look like a gospel choir. And that's what
Oh.
our school thinks a gospel choir looks like, a turtleneck.
I was gonna say,
Um,
like when I was in a pageant growing up as a kid, and I had to wear, as far as I can recall, a black turtleneck. It was because I had a little sheep head that I put over it.
ah,
So,
I don't get it. I don't understand why I'm not into dressing all in black for the Christmas festival. I just don't like it. But whatever. There's nothing I can do. So they're gonna sing gospel songs or some kind of songs. I don't know. They're gonna do like a concert, I guess.
okay.
And then after that, they're doing some kind of nativity play at the end. But I feel that that's going to be probably very short. And Aurelio is an angel.
Okay, classic, classic.
Yeah. Yeah. One of three angels. So, yes.
Okay. Is he the big angel, the angel Gabriel? Is Gabriel in this? Probably not, actually. I don't think.
No, he's in the Annunciation. He comes and tells Mary she's pregnant.
Right.
So I think it's just random angels. But I'm a little bummed also because so only the fifth grade really participates in the Christmas pageant for whatever reason. They can't handle a Christmas pageant for every class. So only the fifth graders do the big Christmas pageant, which
Okay.
is fine. But last year he participated on the last Saturday night before Christmas, which is when, of course, this is taking place. I know I must have told you about it, Katie, but I don't know if I've talked about it on the show. The Trastevere Living
Oh,
Nativity.
yes. Yes.
It is a sight to behold. And our church organizes it.
Wow.
It is so cool. If you're ever in Rome at Christmas time, it's the last Saturday before Christmas and it takes place in Piazza Trilussa in Trastevere.
Which is
And I
right on
used
the
to,
river, right on the
yeah,
river.
I used to go to it before, I mean, long before Aurelia was born. Like before Claudia and I were even married, we used to sometimes go. And I mean, I used to always get so moved because they just do it so well. The costumes are incredible. There's some like theater or film person involved who just like has this cachet of amazing costumes. And the coolest part is they have camels. And so first Mary, I know I'm getting off topic, Katie, but Mary and Joseph come across Ponte Sisto. She's
Hmm.
sitting on a camel. He's leading her.
That's a bridge, by the way, for those of
Yeah,
you
a
who
little
need to
a
picture it.
beautiful bridge.
Hmm.
And they have a spotlight. They have this amazing spotlight that just lights up, like it just shines onto Mary and Joseph, or I don't know, it's just amazing. And then after a little bit, they have the wise men show up and they've got actual camels. Like the first time I saw that when I've been living in Trastevere for I don't know, maybe a year or two, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, there's camels here. There's camels right there in the middle of Rome.
Are there donkeys too, or is Mary on a donkey? Are there other
She's on a
creatures?
donkey.
Okay.
Yeah, there's this past year I didn't see any sheep, but the first couple years I went, they had a whole bunch of sheep as well. They had a couple, I think, this year, maybe three or four, but not like a whole herd of sheep, which they seemed to have last time.
Now,
But it's very cool. And Aurelio was in it last year. He was an angel. He had a whole speech that he got to do. I mean, it was probably a Bible verse, but it was
hmm
so cool. And there's a chorus, and they sing. The chorus is so. But it's such a magical thing. And to think that I used to go and watch it and now my son is in it, I don't know, it's very special for me. I don't think we're going to be able to do it this year though, because like I said, it's usually the last Saturday in December. So, or the last Saturday before Christmas.
I know this is a question that takes out the wonder of that experience, but do you have a sense of how the camels feel about being in the heart of Rome? Like when you look at them?
No sense. Camels do not show what they're feeling. If you've ever encountered a camel, they're very like straight faced. Like you can't tell if they're happy or sad.
They're
They're
like
just
another day, another
yeah.
day.
They're stoic. They're very stoic.
Have you ever been in a Christmas pageant?
Uh, I feel like I would remember if I had. I know I've never played Mary, which has always been my dream. Um, but that ship has sailed. No, I don't think I have been. I
I
don't think I
mean,
have been.
maybe if your church organizes the living nativity, you can't like
I'm
worm your way in there. Be like, hey man, how
I
about me
could be in
next
it.
year?
I could be. If
I could
I
be
think I
Mary.
because the two of no, I'll never be Mary
But you could
again
say
because
I'm an international podcaster, and they'll be like, oh, okay, well maybe she should be Mary.
no, they'd be like, oh oh, what's a podcast? Probably. I would
Probably. Yeah,
guess.
that's fair.
You'd be surprised how many Italians don't know what a podcast is. Even my father-in-law,
Yeah, he's like, what do you
he,
do? Yeah.
well, he knows.
He's
We've
been on
interviewed
the
him. He's
show. Yeah. Yeah.
been on the show. And every so often, because often he'll pick me up from the metro station after I've had a tour,
Hmm.
because it's just far enough from my apartment that like it's a pain in the butt to get there without a ride. But he'll say, "Where did these people come from? Like, where were they from? Your clients today?"
Oh, like the people who come
And
on the Rome tour? Is that what he means?
no, 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 just a regular tour.
Oh,
Like
I see.
I'm doing a regular random tour for clients, and he has lots of ideas that are, you know, semi-true, but I don't bother to correct him just because I just don't have the energy. But he's convinced that every single person who does a tour with me is a podcast listener.
Oh,
And
okay.
so, and a lot of them are, but not definitely not all of them.
Sure.
And so every time I say, "Oh, you know, they were from London," I had some people from London, from England. So I was in England. The podcast broadcasts in England? I mean, every time, Katie. And I have to say, well, a podcast is on the internet, so it's international. You can hear it anywhere.
Everywhere.
It's every time, Katie. The podcast reaches all the way to Australia.
That's so cute.
So there's a little bit of a hazy understanding of what podcasts are in the general Italian psyche, at least the older people. But back to the nativity scene, two of Aurelio's catechism teachers are usually in it as like peasant women. So I think I could pull off being a peasant woman. I'm not going to be Mary because A, I don't have the long brown hair. Mary's always got long brown hair. And B,
Mm.
I mean, I'm
You're
too
not a
old to be
teenager?
Mary. I'm not a teenager. I mean, the cool thing was last year they had two refugees as Mary and Joseph.
Mm.
I think that she was from the Ukraine, and I think that he was from Palestine.
Very cool. I love it.
Yeah.
I don't want to show you up here, but I have
Okay.
played Mary. However,
You look like a Mary. You could pull it off.
well, and I did do it as a teenager. However, I was in some sort of weird alternative nativity where, as far as I can recall, and thankfully I do not have any of my lines still memorized from this production, but as far as I can recall, almost the entire production was Mary talking to the angel. Like I
Pretty
had
sure
to,
Mary doesn't actually have any lines in the Bible.
I had to memorize so many lines, and I can remember being very frustrated with it because I agreed to do it, being like, "Oh, cool, yeah, I'll play Mary," and then thinking exactly this: I'll cross a bridge on a horse or something, a metaphorical bridge on a donkey, and that'll be my, and I get to hold like whatever baby is newest in the community, and that'll be it. But instead, I get handed this script that's like multiple pages long that I have to memorize with Mary debating the angel about God knows what, I don't remember. And
Debating.
well, I mean, it's like I don't even remember. I don't remember the point of it. I just remember it's like her and the angel talking forever and ever and ever. So I'm frustrated memorizing this, and on the island that you and I grew up on, I guess would be proper. The island that you and I grew up on, there is this really cool nativity scene that it looks like it's made of white marble, but it's obviously not marble. Otherwise, that would be so hard to move around every year. But it's like life-size figures. They're all white, and they also have 3 life-size camels in this nativity scene. It's a stunning nativity scene if you're into nativity scenes. It's like the best one. Anyway, I thought, okay, I'm a teenager. I'm looking for creative inspiration. It's the middle of the night. I'm trying to memorize these lines, and I'm going to just go sit in that nativity scene and memorize my lines just to put myself in a different atmosphere. And so I'm sitting in this nativity scene. It's probably like 10 or 11 p.m. And sure enough, sooner or later, a security guard comes out and is like, "Get out of this nativity scene." I'm like, "I'm trying to memorize my lines. I'm Mary." And he's like, "I don't care." Get out of this nativity scene. So I'm happy to report I did manage to memorize all the lines somehow, but it was not sitting on the lap of Mary, which I thought would be more fun.
Or you're connecting with your inspiration.
Yeah, you sit outside, it's cold, you're awake, Anyway, I tried.
I still, to this day, will continue to say that the best Christmas pageant ever is the book, The Best Christmas Pageant Ever.
That's true.
Have you read? I mean, that just to me, like when I think about Christmas pageants and nativity plays, to
Hmm.
me that book just stuck with me as a kid.
Yeah, it's a great book.
And I still think about it to this day. But yeah, I want to go back to, if you're up for it, talking a little bit more about Christmas music.
Sure. I just wanted to say, since you mentioned the best Christmas pageant ever, if you've never read it, it's a great one to read with kids because it's quite
Oh
funny.
yeah. And it's short.
It's
You can
very
read it in
short.
a sitting.
It's by the author Barbara Robinson, if you want to look for
I
it.
don't actually have a copy of that, but I think I need to find one because that's something I'd love to read to Aurelio this Christmas.
For sure. Okay, let's
We,
go back to the Christmas music, though. You were saying.
hmm Well, no, I was just thinking about British Christmas music. Like, what British songs do I know that are Christmas songs? Um, First of all, then this is not from the 70s, but a great song that we associate with New Year's, I
Hmm.
believe in Britain, is a Christmas song, which is Auld Lang Syne.
Uh,
Another wonderful Christmas tradition that I used to have, I'm very sad, that has probably could reignite if I called around, but I used to have a Scottish roommate before I was with Claudio. And she was a member of the Rome Caledonian Society.
hmm.
And she, of course, convinced me to sign up. So for a short time, I was also a member of the Rome Caledonian Society. If you don't know what Caledonian means, it's what the Romans called Scotland.
Okay.
So basically, it's a fantastic group of people. They're all Scots who live in Rome. So you can imagine how much fun. And they have two big events every year. One is the St. Andrew's Ball. St. Andrew being their patron saint, and it's sometime in December, St. Andrew's Day, and they rent out this huge ballroom and you have a dinner and a ceilidh, which is the Scottish traditional Scottish dancing, and they have a live band and they fly the band over from Edinburgh, and it is so much fun. Since it's right before Christmas, I have it just associated in my mind with Christmas. And at the end of the night, I probably went three different times. At the end of the night, everybody's standing in a big circle holding hands, and they play Old Lang Syne. And during the chorus, everybody goes in and then they go out and they get super fun. Just like, I don't know, for me now, Old Lang Syne's Christmas song, it's no longer like a New Year's song for me
Hmm.
ever since I started going to those events. But there's another great British Christmas song, which strangely enough, the title is the Fairy Tale of New York,
Oh,
which
I
doesn't
love that
seem like,
song.
you know that
Of
song. Okay.
course.
Because I feel like I know that through my Scottish friend as well. And
Yeah.
she used to play it at Christmas. And she used to sing along with it. And I'm like, what? What did she just say? Because
It's
in
got
the
a.
song, if you don't know the song, there's two people singing, a man and a woman. And basically it's like their relationship is just about over and they're insulting each other.
Hmm.
And my favorite line is something like, Merry Christmas, you ass. I thank God it's our last.
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically like you see the entire arc of the relationship, them sort of getting together and having a great time at the very beginning, and then it immediately falls apart. And
Yeah,
they just
yeah.
accuse each other of all the things that they were promised by the other person that did not come to be. Yeah, that's a great, it's a great song, and it's a fun one to sing with another person. It's a great, like,
Hmm.
karaoke type Christmas song, I suppose. Yeah, that's a great one. That's a great one. I mean, do here in the States, it's a cliche almost to talk about now because everyone knows that the Christmas music just starts in the stores earlier and earlier and earlier and earlier. In fact, I heard Christmas music in a store, I believe, in the first week of November, which is horrific.
It's
However,
horrific.
but I don't believe, I mean, I know they do play things in stores, like grocery stores at least in Rome, but I don't remember even hearing like just sort of normal music switching to Christmas music around anywhere. You just don't have that. Or do
You
you?
don't, I mean, the truth is, I don't spend a lot of time in shopping malls,
Mm.
or shopping in general. I don't really like to shop, so I'm not generally like out in shops. So maybe my answer to this question would be different if I spent a lot of time shopping.
Mm-hmm.
At the supermarket, you never hear Christmas music. I mean, I've never once heard Christmas music at the supermarket. I don't know what they play at the supermarket. I want to say it's like
Mm.
their own ad music, which is its own brand of sad.
That's
Um,
true, because that's all I can picture in my head when I think of the grocery store there, or that are
yeah,
them talking about advertisements for the store I'm currently in.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they have on it. It's awful. In like big shops, like if you were to go to a Zara or a Mango, I think they probably do play Christmas music, but I don't think it's pumped through. Like I think they probably change it up, like they switch it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I doubt that it's so early. But what I will say is that ever since Halloween started to become very popular in Italy, which is really just maybe 2, 3 years.
Yeah, it's new.
Um,
New,
it's
new, new.
very new. I mean, people celebrated. You'd see it. You'd see bat cookies in the supermarket maybe 10 years ago, but now it's like it's big. It's suddenly big, and everybody is celebrating Halloween. I mean, I shouldn't say everybody because there are still lots of families who are like, oh, like I called one of my son's friend's mom and I was like, do you guys want to, you and your, kids want to come over and do trick or treating with us? And she was like, oh yeah, that would be great. Let me see if I can find a costume.
Yeah.
She had no plans. So it's not as crazy as the States, but it's definitely much more of a thing. But ever since Halloween became a thing, a big thing, I have noticed that the Christmas season starts November 1st here.
Mm.
As far as like when you see the Christmas stuff in the supermarket, it's November
Mm-hmm.
1st. And I don't know when it used to be. I feel like it used to be December 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And it slowly inched its way back. Now it's November 1st. And I find it really, really annoying. And I cannot get on board with this idea of celebrating Christmas in November. I just can't get on board with it. And some people are like, well, it brings joy. If it brings joy in these dark times, what's the harm? Um, but I honestly think that it's a symptom of the culture that we're living in, that we can no longer enjoy the weight of something. It
Mm.
has to be here now. Halloween is over. It's Christmas the next day. There's no time to enjoy and look forward to. The anticipation is
Mm-hmm.
dead. There's no more anticipation anymore. And Aurelio, he loves Christmas. He's a kid, obviously loves Christmas. Could not wait to do the tree. Just like out of his mind, insanely excited. Oh, my friends are doing their tree on November 15th. Other friend is doing it on November 20th. And I said, no, we're not going to do the tree until December 1st, which we did do it on November 30th, only because November 30th was a Sunday
Yep.
and we wouldn't have had time during the week. So I said, no, we're not going to do it until Advent
Yep.
starts.
Mm-hmm.
And just, oh, why? Oh, it's torture. I just can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I was like, yes. But what you don't realize is that feeling that you're feeling right now of not being able to wait, like that's a good feeling. Like
Yes.
that is a feeling to savor and to cherish. And we have got so far away from that. We just can't handle it anymore. The enjoyment, the delayed gratification, the enjoyment of the anticipation.
It's an interesting thought for sure, because I definitely find that for myself, I do better in like the day to day weeks if I have something that I'm looking forward to down the road. And sometimes I have to like actually stick something on the calendar that I'm looking forward to, because I'll look around and think, well, stuff feels bleak. And then I'll go, oh, I have nothing I'm looking forward to right now. All it is like,
Yes.
it's another work week. It's another weekend. It's another work week. It's another weekend. But if there's something on there that you're like, okay, in 3 weeks' time, I'll be doing this, I don't know, little weekend getaway or something like that, then it stands out there like its own little mini Christmas morning, and its own
Hmm.
little like beacon of light at the end of like whatever you need to do to get to that spot. And so I totally agree with you that a lot of the pleasure is the waiting. I mean, who
It
hasn't
really
had that
is.
feeling on Christmas morning and you've opened all the gifts and you think, oh, well, I guess that's done. That's the end of it for
Yeah,
this year. It has
of
that kind of let down
course.
feeling. Whereas like on Christmas Eve, when you're going to
Oh,
bed
it's
and
the best.
it's the best, especially when you're Aurelio's age, of course. But
Oh yeah.
but that feeling of like tomorrow I'm gonna open something with my name on it and I don't know what it's gonna be.
It's not just that you haven't opened your presents yet, though.
No.
I mean, that's part of it when you're a kid, especially. But I mean, I feel it now as a grown up. we tend to spend both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day at my mother-in-law's. And on Christmas Eve, it's dinner.
Hmm.
And on Christmas Day, it's usually a lunch. And there's something in the atmosphere that is just a little sad on Christmas Day. It's just a little sad. It's like everything's over. It's
Hmm.
like, yeah, the food is great. The food is amazing. I like the food on Christmas Day actually better.
For
Um,
sure, for
but
sure.
there's but there's something about that Christmas Eve. We always play tombola, which is like bingo. There's just anticipation in the air, like you said. The magic of Santa's coming tonight, and he's gonna
Yeah.
fill our stockings,
Yeah.
and gotta get to bed early and listen out for the bells. And I don't know, it's just magical, the waiting. Whereas Christmas Day, everybody's kind of just sitting around,
Hmm.
and yeah, I mean, you get to open presents in the morning, that's fun. But after that, like you said, it's just like, mm,
Yeah. I guess we'll start cleaning up. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And there are people out there who take down their tree on December 26th. I think some people actually might do it on the evening of the 25th, which I think should be illegal. Um, but one thing I always love about Italy, and it's less true now because Italy is starting to go the American way of pushing Christmas season back as far as they can. But it used to be that this Christmas season started on the 8th of December, which is the Feast of Immaculate Conception, and it went all the way at least to the Epiphany, which is on January 6th. But sometimes, some places, for example, at the Vatican, it's Christmas until Candlemas,
Mm.
which is sometime in February. I can't remember the exact date, early February.
Hmm.
And the tree and the nativity scene in the Vatican are up until Candlemas in February. And so the idea is Christmas lasts. The tradition, the old, if you were to go back, Advent, the whole 4 weeks of Advent leading up to Christmas, is actually a time of fasting and prayer and reflection. You're not partying, you're not doing any of that, so you're not feasting.
Hmm.
Then, starting on Christmas Day, that's when the partying starts. And
Hmm.
that's when it really starts to get fun.
Yep.
And it lasts at least until Epiphany. And I kind of like that. I mean, I like both,
Yeah.
party before and after. But
Yeah.
but it doesn't have to be over on the December 26th.
Yeah. We did leave our tree up once into February. My goodness, if anyone had struck a match, that thing was so dry. But it was in one piece still. It looked like a very sad tree and it had curled in on all
No.
the ornaments, but it was still there and it was still lighting up the winter. All right, well, we should probably leave it there.
Wait, one more question, Katie. What is the Christmas song that you skip?
Besides A Partridge in a Pear Tree, because that's one
Oh,
of them.
right. You said that.
That's
Yeah.
my number
Besides it.
one skipping song. Um, let's see. Oh, I know. Oh, what's that song called? Um, oh, yes. Baby, It's Cold Outside. Cannot stand
Ah.
that song.
Why? Because of the
I
sort
mean,
of
it's slightly rapey.
it is.
I mean, it doesn't hold up in the modern context very well.
No.
And I don't know. I just find that I don't know. I just find it gets grating. I could see
Mm-hmm.
how it would be a very fun song to sing with another person, especially a
Mm-hmm.
person you kind of want to flirt with. But I find that when it comes on the radio or onto any kind of Christmas mix, I'm immediately like, nope, skip that song.
And your favorite? If you could have a favorite, there's so many good ones. I don't know how if I could ever choose a favorite.
I mean, I did a whole like special that airs here in Seattle almost every year about the song White Christmas. So I do feel
Yes,
very
I love that
fondly.
special.
I feel very fondly about that song. If I could find it, maybe we could actually air that on the show sometime this month. But I mean, really, for me, anything Bing Crosby sings, I'm into. Quite honestly, unless he's singing "Baby It's Cold Outside," in which case, then forget it.
You really hate that song.
I hate that song. But I think his voice for me is quintessentially Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I think he's got to be. Oh, Nat King Cole, though. I love Nat King Cole's Christmas album. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So good. For me, I mean, I have a Christmas mix that I made like before YouTube was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine how old this mix is.
Yep.
But there is a song that I always skip, but I think it's a song that I like. I just don't like how that person sings it. I think it's I'll Be Home for Christmas. I actually like I'll Be Home for Christmas. I really
Mm-hmm.
like that song. But somebody, and I want to say it's Barbara Streisand. I'm not sure. Somebody sings it in a way that I don't like. Like I don't like instrumentation. Is that the word? Yeah,
That's the word. Yep.
the like the instruments that they chose to put into it.
Yeah.
It's too slow. It's just not right. So I
Mm-hmm.
always skip that one. And my favorite, if I'm having a party, like I'm not talking about church songs here. If I'm at home decorating the Christmas tree, the song that I cannot not sing along to is "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree."
Oh, uh-huh.
The Brenda Lee, the original Brenda Lee version. I love that song.
Okay, I'll
But another one, wait, I got to add one more.
okay.
And this one's partly because my mom used to play on the piano. She had the
Mm-hmm.
piano music for it, which was totally destroyed, ripped to shreds, basically. But she used to play it, and that is I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus,
Mm-hmm.
which I think the best rendition. I know I just talked about Brenda Lee. She sang it very well, but even better, Michael Jackson at about 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
The best ever.
All right, I'll check it out. If you'd like to join me in the challenge that we're doing around here this Christmas is we are purposefully not buying any presents for anybody from any giant store. We have to do all of our shopping at mom and pop shops this year as a
Or
challenge
make them yourself.
or make them ourselves, which is definitely also occurring. And I think it's a worthy challenge. So if anybody's like, the corporateness of Christmas, join us in this mom and pop shop only Christmas. It's been an interesting experiment so far, and it is making us be far more creative in what we're putting together because you kind of have to just walk into shops and see what they have. You can't just order something online. So it's the old-fashioned way of doing things.
I love it.
All right. And I mean, if you love this show, don't forget us at Christmas time too, because this is the end of the year. This is where we get like our act together for the next year. And let me tell you, the one thing I also hate about the turn of the year, as you well know, Tiffany, is we get punched in the face every January with massive bills for this show, uh, including things that are not fun and sexy at all, like paying for the Zoom connection you and I use to tape, which costs so much money every year. It's kind of ridiculous. So if you do love this show and you've never donated or you donated once in the past and you let it lapse, join us again. You can do a one-time donation at our website, thebittersweetlife.net, or you could join us at patreon.com/thebittersweetlifepodcast, where we are doing super fun shows twice a month over there. And you'll find links to both of those things in the show notes. But I always think that December is a good time to also give money away to people that you enjoy. And I think that that does include the artists in your life that you spend a lot of time with. So that's my pitch for this particular show. And until next time, this is The Bittersweet Life. I'm Katie Sewell.
I'm Tiffany Parks.
Join us again. Bye.